everyone? Hope you're doing marvelous, and welcome to another nutrition video where I'm going to go over how to make some edamame, which is essentially just soybeans in their natural shell. I have my saucepan here and I got about 6 cups of water. What you're going to want to do is bring it to a boil first. And to help it along a little bit, sometimes what you can do is just throw some salt in here to help it get to a boil faster. So I put my pink Himalayan sea salt in there, and we're gonna let it come to a boil. And then once it does, I'll go ahead and throw the edamame in there. And as you can see here, my water is now boiling. So I'm gonna now go ahead and take and throw this whole entire bag of edamame in there. What I have here is a 1 pound bag. So go ahead and throw that in here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit just like this, anywhere between 4 to 6 minutes or until tender. So what that tells me is I'm gonna be checking, maybe taking a piece out or whatever and checking to make sure that it is tender and soft. So now from what I researched, because side note, this is my first time cooking edamame. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is another method here to when you can understand whether or not something is done. When you see it floating to the top in boiling water, typically that means that's done. If you ever maybe looked at how fries are cooked, for example, fries tend to float to the top. Same thing with chicken, breaded fried chicken and stuff like that. It tends to float to the top of the grease whenever it's finished. But of course, you still do want to check it and make sure that it is. Now I'd say this is probably around 12 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna take one of the ones here that's floating on top, and I'm just gonna again check for tenderness. Being, like I said, very careful because this is hot. And that's what a soybean looks like. When you pop it out of these shells, it should look like this. Now this one, pretty tender. I just ate this one, and that one is actually pretty tender. So we're gonna go ahead and call this good. I forgot to mention this, but when you're boiling the water, you wanna put it on medium-high heat, to help it along a little bit. And then once you throw the edamame in here, you can go ahead and downgrade your stove top to medium, and then let it cook for about that amount of time. I'm sure if I had left it on medium-high, it might not have took this long to cook, but you don't also want to overcook these either. So of course you want to drain all the water out of it, and then you can either store for later usage, which is what I'm doing since this is my meal prep, or you can go ahead and serve immediately if you're getting ready to eat right away. I'm going to be squeezing all of these out, and then that way I'll go ahead and I'll be able to season it with my salt and pepper grinders. And that's about it. I guess the alternative though is if you get a frozen bag of edamame, what you can do is defrost them first and then peel them out the pods and then just cook the beans in the stovetop. It's probably going to be much better that way. That's pretty much it for edamame. These are pretty good, they're soybeans in pods. So, they're soybeans, which means you're gonna get good protein. It is plant-based also. You get good potassium, you don't get much fat in them. You get some carbs, which is good for energy. So it's pretty good, That concludes this video. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.